Hey there, and welcome to Mystic Synapses. If you're new here, I'm so glad you found your way to this space. It means so much to have you here. And if you're a returning subscriber or longtime viewer, welcome back. I've truly missed you. Before we get started, just a quick note, you'll find timestamps down below if you'd like to jump straight to the pile that's calling you, but if you'd like to settle in with me for a moment, I want to share something personal. It's been some time since I last shared content here. During that gap, I was navigating something called autistic burnout. It's not the usual kind of burnout people often talk about. It's a much deeper exhaustion that affected my ability to function and even caused me to lose skills I once relied on. Because of that, I had to step back completely and reimagine the way I do things, both in life and in the way I create for this channel. What you'll see today is the new style and format I'll be using moving forward, something that feels more sustainable and authentic for me, while still giving you the depth, clarity, and guidance you come here for. So thank you for being here with me for this new chapter. I'm truly excited to be sharing again. In today's Pick a Card reading, we'll uncover what's unfolding in your life right now, why it's happening, where it's leading you, and the important message your spiritual team has for you at this moment in your life. If you're new to Pick a Card readings, here's how it works. You'll see 3 piles laid out in front of you. Each one is marked with a number, a symbol, and a color. Little details I've added to help spark your intuition and make it easier to sense which one is calling you. Simply go with the pile you feel the strongest pull toward. That's the message Spirit has for you today. So, take a moment to settle in, breathe, relax, and let your intuition guide you toward the pile that feels right. When you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down below to jump straight into your reading. And if this message brings you clarity or comfort, I'd be so grateful if you supported the channel by subscribing and giving this reading a like. And if you really want to help me out, try pressing the new hype button. It's a brand new feature on YouTube, and it's such a cool way to support smaller creators like me. When you hype a video, you're basically boosting it so it can get noticed on YouTube's weekly leaderboard and reach new audiences who might not have found me otherwise. So every hype really makes a difference. It helps this message get out there to more people who might need it right now. And of course, I'd love to hear from you in the comments too. Let me know what Pick a Card topics you'd like to see more of here on the channel. Thank you for all your love and support. Now, let's begin. Hi there, Pile 1. In this reading, we're going to bring clarity to your present situation and uncover the deeper reason behind what you're going through. You'll gain insight into what's unfolding around you so you can navigate it with confidence, and we'll reveal the bigger picture of where it's all leading, giving you a clear sense of the path ahead. Your first card is the Wheel of Fortune. You are standing in the center of a cycle that is turning, and this turn is irreversible. The Wheel of Fortune is one of those cards that doesn't just whisper change. It moves it, often in ways you can't stop, slow down, or fully prepare for. This is the hand of fate adjusting your path, spinning you toward a new reality, whether you feel ready or not. The Wheel of Fortune brings a wave of change that touches both your everyday reality and your long-term life path. On a day-to-day level, this energy might look like sudden changes in your plans or routines. For some of you, it may be a last-minute opportunity that reshapes your schedule overnight. For others, it could be a shift in your living situation, work responsibilities, or relationships that forces you to adjust quickly. You might get a phone call that reroutes your week, an unexpected invitation that opens a new door, or a piece of news that changes how you see a situation entirely. Even small disruptions, like a meeting moved, a plan canceled, or a chance encounter, will carry a ripple effect that extends far beyond the moment. What's important to understand is that these changes aren't random. They're not obstacles to push against or problems to fix. They're the hand of destiny actively moving you away from what no longer serves you and towards something better, sometimes faster than you would have chosen for yourself. If you try to control or force things to stay as they are, you risk holding on to a chapter the universe is already closing for your highest good. Trust that every detour is part of the map, and you are being moved exactly where you need to be. For some, you may unexpectedly hear from someone you haven't spoken to in years, a reconnection that shifts your perspective on a past chapter of your life. Others might suddenly be offered a role, gig, or opportunity you didn't even apply for, forcing you to decide quickly whether to step into it. You might also notice situations repeating, an argument pattern resurfacing, a type of relationship dynamic you thought you'd outgrown, and realize this is your chance to respond differently and break the cycle. Even small everyday moments, like deciding whether to stand up for yourself in a meeting or how you respond to a sudden expense, will carry more weight this time. But while these shifts may seem small or random in the moment, they're part of a much larger turning. On a grander scale, the Wheel of Fortune is reconfiguring your entire life trajectory. This is about more than one event or decision, and it's about aligning you with experiences, people, and opportunities that will carry you into your next chapter. Some of what's changing now will make immediate sense, but other pieces won't reveal their importance until much later, when you can look back and see the pattern. This energy can feel disorienting because it often arrives when life seems to be making decisions without you. Circumstances are shifting fast, relationships realigning, opportunities appearing or disappearing, old patterns being stripped away, and you can't bargain with it. The wheel spins forward, never back. But here's the truth. You're not losing control, you're being redirected. Spirit is moving you out of old cycles that have run their course and into something truer, even if that means shaking the ground beneath you first. The coming days will be a journey of navigation, adjusting, adapting, and trusting. While you may not have control over every external shift, you do have control over how you show up for yourself in the process. The more you align with the flow instead of resisting it, the more gracefully this transition will unfold. This card is also deeply karmic. It's a reminder that while fate plays a big role in your life right now, you're still constantly shaping your own future through the choices you make. Every action has a ripple effect. This time may reveal the results of past decisions, both the rewards of what you've done well and the lessons from where you've fallen short. Life is a continuous cycle of ups and downs, and right now the wheel asks you to adapt gracefully to both. This is a time to take responsibility for your path, reflect on the patterns you repeat, and, if needed, do the shadow work that frees you from cycles you no longer want to live in. You'll find yourself navigating old unresolved matters that resurface for closure, while also stepping into brand new experiences that push you into unfamiliar territory. Think of it as a spiritual crossroads where the past is asking to be cleared out so the future has room to take root. The wheel often brings unexpected turns of good fortune, moments that may not look like blessings at first, but later reveal themselves as pivotal, positive shifts. This is why it's important not to rush to label a change as bad just because it's inconvenient, uncomfortable, or different from what you had in mind. For example, you might lose out on a job you thought you wanted only to be offered a role weeks later that's a far better fit for your skills and lifestyle. A canceled trip might free up the exact weekend you need to attend an event where you meet someone who becomes a lifelong friend, or even a partner. A sudden breakup could feel devastating at first, but it might be the opening you need to rediscover yourself and make space for a relationship that truly aligns with your values. Symbolism in Wheel of Fortune artwork and the revelations, messages, and guidance they hold for you. Celestial green background. The deep cosmic green connects to growth, healing, and the heart chakra, suggesting that the changes this wheel brings aren't just random. They're meant to expand you emotionally, spiritually, and even in your relationships. The space-like backdrop. It reinforces that this shift is part of a larger universal order. Central glowing light. At the center is a radiant point of light, the energetic heart of the wheel. This is your spiritual center, the place to return to when external events feel like they're spinning too fast. It's a reminder to anchor yourself in your inner truth and values while the wheel moves around you. Intersecting lines and geometric patterns. The layered circles, lines, and the prominent triangle create a sacred geometry feel, symbolizing divine structure and higher guidance. Even though change might feel unpredictable, there is order within the motion, a pattern that will only be visible when you look back. Fixed zodiac signs: Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo. These 4 signs are the stabilizers of the zodiac, representing unshakable forces. Their presence here says the shifts you're experiencing are foundational and long-lasting. Aquarius, innovation, awakening, and thinking differently about your future. Scorpio, transformation, endings, and emotional rebirth. Taurus, stability, values, and grounding your life in what truly matters. Leo, authenticity, courage, and creative expression. Orbiting moons and points. The smaller circles suggest cycles within cycles, smaller events that trigger larger movements. What's happening now might feel like a series of small disruptions, but they're all part of one greater turning point. Your next card is the 9 of Wands. The movement set in motion by the Wheel of Fortune is already in full swing, and you can feel it. The shifts unfolding right now demand your flexibility, and while they're aligning you with something better, they can also leave you feeling worn down. This is your reminder that even when you feel tired, you are not defeated. The 9 of Wands reflects exactly where you stand. A state of being tested and challenged, but also of resilience and determination to keep going. You can see it in the details of your everyday life, juggling multiple responsibilities while unexpected tasks pop up, having to rework plans for the 3rd time in a week, or feeling like just as one problem is solved, another lands on your plate. At times, it may feel like people are pushing back against your choices or questioning your direction, adding another layer to the weight you carry. But the Nine of Wands is proof that you have already overcome so much to get here, and that you have what it takes to push through this final stretch. These challenges are not signs to give up, they're signs that you're on the brink of a breakthrough, with the finish line just ahead. The card's imagery, a solitary galactic warrior standing ready with her wand as 8 more hurtle toward her, captures this perfectly. You may find yourself in moments where you feel like you're standing alone, bracing for impact, but that wand in your hand is your strength. You've already proven your resilience to yourself time and time again. You know you can hold your own ground even when the pace feels relentless. This is simply the last push before the wheel delivers its reward. Every obstacle you navigate now is strengthening the foundation you'll stand on when things stabilize at the end. In truth, you're not just surviving right now. You're leveling up for what comes next. What you need to know right now is that the Nine of Wands never shows up unless victory is already within reach. You're not being tested to see if you break. You're being tested because you're about to win. Symbolism in the Nine of Wands artwork and the revelations, messages, and guidance they hold for you. The color purple. The rich purple surrounding the figure radiates an energy of spiritual strength, inner wisdom, and psychic resilience. Purple has long been associated with higher consciousness, spiritual insight, and the balance between the physical and the mystical. Here, it amplifies the Nine of Wands message. You're not only enduring these challenges on a material day-to-day level, you're also navigating them on a soul level, integrating lessons and strength that go far beyond the immediate struggle. Purple is also the color of the crown chakra, the energy center linked to divine guidance and connection to higher truth. In this context, it's a reminder that these battles aren't just about getting through the month, they're about elevating your perspective, learning to trust your intuition, and staying aligned with your bigger purpose even when life feels like it's throwing obstacles your way. It suggests that the exhaustion you may feel isn't only physical. Part of it comes from the spiritual work you're doing behind the scenes, clearing old karmic cycles the wheel of fortune set in motion. Purple says this is sacred endurance. You are not just surviving, you are transforming through persistence. Pink hair. The bold, bright pink hair radiates confidence, self-expression, and a willingness to stand out even in the midst of challenge. Pink blends the nurturing energy of red's passion and white's purity, representing both compassion and strength. In this card, it hints at a refusal to let hardship dull your vibrancy. You can endure and still keep your spark alive. On a personal level, it also points to a desire for novelty or change, a shift in appearance, style, or identity that mirrors an inner transformation. Spiritually, it's a reminder that resilience doesn't mean losing your softness. Strength can still be colorful, creative, and playful. Purple bodysuit with pink accents. The purple suit reinforces the spiritual strength and higher guidance theme, suggesting that your endurance comes not just from willpower but from a deeper alignment with your truth. The pink trim shows that your defense is not cold or hardened. You protect yourself with both wisdom and compassion. The suit's almost armor-like stitching suggests readiness for battle while still being flexible, indicating you can defend yourself without becoming rigid. Wand with glowing tip. The wand she holds is lit with a glowing white-green light, symbolizing hope, clarity, and focused power. Even in the midst of trials, she carries her own light source, a reminder that guidance is available within you. The green tint connects to the heart chakra, suggesting that your strength this month will come from staying aligned with love and purpose, not just sheer grit. Backdrop of radiating light and darkness. The alternating bursts of light and deep shadow behind her suggest moments of clarity followed by moments of uncertainty. The background implies that the challenges ahead are not constant. Light will keep breaking through the tension, offering encouragement to keep going. Body language and facial expression. Her posture, angled slightly away yet still facing forward, carries the weight of weariness, but also the quiet strength of readiness. She hasn't surrendered, she's simply conserving her energy for what's next. Her wide, observant eyes scan the horizon, alert to the next challenge, yet her stance makes it clear she's holding her ground. For you, this means protecting what you've built while keeping watch for what lies ahead. Stay aware, but let that awareness sharpen your confidence rather than feed your fear. Your next card is the Ten of Pentacles. If you've been feeling worn down by emotional challenges and life's constant demands, the Ten of Pentacles here is such a powerful sign for you. It's telling you that all the effort, patience, and inner work you've been doing is leading you into a time of real stability and security, not just in a financial or practical sense, but emotionally too. You're completing a major cycle, and what's ahead is a foundation that will truly support you for the long haul. The lessons, boundaries, and wisdom you're gaining through your struggles are creating something that can't easily be shaken. This is a culmination of persistence. The plans you've been following, the habits you've been strengthening, and the decisions you've made with patience and care are weaving together into a life that feels rooted. In grounded real-life terms, you can look forward to a steady increase in income or savings from disciplined financial choices, buying property, making home improvements, or creating a living space that truly feels like your sanctuary, a relationship reaching a stage of deep commitment and mutual trust, establishing or growing a family business or long-term investment that supports future generations, and building a strong support network that feels like an extended family, whether related by blood or chosen through connection. Emotionally, this means finally feeling safe enough to exhale, to drop the constant vigilance that comes from years of uncertainty and struggle. Spiritually, it's a sign that you've moved through a major karmic cycle, integrating hard-earned wisdom into the fabric of who you are. Right now, your actions are aligning with the bigger picture. You're not just surviving challenges, you're using them to shape a life of abundance, security, and connection. And as this energy grows, you may find yourself not only having enough for your own needs, but in the position to offer support, guidance, or resources to others. This card is the affirmation that the life you've been envisioning is not just possible. It's actively taking shape beneath your feet. You may not see the full picture just yet, but you will feel it. The ground beneath your feet growing steadier, the vision ahead sharpening into focus, and the path before you becoming smoother and easier to follow. This is the moment when the persistence you've shown transforms into proof. Proof that your effort is worth it, that you're not just moving in circles, and that you are truly getting somewhere. What you need to know right now is that very soon you'll begin to see the fruit of your long-term efforts, and everything will stabilize, putting you in a state of permanence and satisfaction. You may be tired right now, but don't give up, because success is guaranteed so long as you push through this last stretch. Life may still have its twists and unexpected turns, but you have the strength, wisdom, and resilience to face whatever comes. Protect what you've built, stay true to yourself, and let your past victories remind you that you can overcome anything. Don't let past hurts dictate your future. Instead, let them be proof of how far you've come and how much you've grown. The path ahead isn't about fighting to survive anymore. It's about thriving, enjoying what you've created, and trusting that life is working in your favor. You've earned the right to feel safe in your own story, and now is the time to live it fully. You can breathe easier knowing that every ounce of effort, every test of patience, and every decision to keep going has moved you closer to a future that is not just brighter, but also abundant, secure, and deeply fulfilling. Symbolism in the Ten of Pentacles artwork and the revelations, messages, and guidance they hold for you. Elderly woman with pink hair. The pink hair links back to the warrior in the Nine of Wands. The same spark of individuality, confidence, and joy is still present, but now softened by wisdom and life experience. Here, it's no longer about fighting battles, it's about enjoying the results of having fought them. It speaks to carrying your vibrancy through all stages of life and into the rewards of your effort. Watching through the window. The act of looking out suggests reflection, a moment of seeing the results of a lifetime of choices and work. It's you looking at the stability that's beginning to form after a whirlwind of change and challenge. The window itself symbolizes perspective, the ability to see the bigger picture after being in the middle of it. Family and pets in space. The loved ones and pets floating in space represent connection, legacy, and joy, the things you hold most dear. They're in motion yet safe, suggesting that the people and values you care about will continue to thrive even as life changes around you. Pentacles displayed on the wall. The pentacles arranged like family portraits represent earned wealth, milestones, and achievements, tangible reminders of what's been built over time. It's a nod to honoring the journey and not forgetting the steps it took to get here. Warm interior versus futuristic exterior. The cozy, lived-in interior contrasts with the futuristic cityscape outside. This balance speaks to having both security and the freedom to dream about what's next, a perfect representation of you, where soon you'll find yourself grounded in stability, supported by what you've created, making it easier to finally realize the future you've long envisioned. All right, Pile 1, we've almost reached the end, but before you go, here's a quick recap of your reading, as well as a very important message your spiritual team has for you right now. You're in the middle of a powerful cycle of change and growth. The Wheel of Fortune shows unexpected shifts, some that may feel inconvenient or uncertain at first, but they're steering you towards something better. The Nine of Wands reflects a moment of being tested, asking you to stand strong even as challenges pile up or others question your choices. The Ten of Pentacles shows that your effort, discipline, and wise decisions are paying off, bringing stability, prosperity, and long-term fulfillment. You're completing a cycle and stepping into a new chapter of abundance, connection, and lasting security. Trust yourself. You're exactly where you need to be. And here's the important message your spiritual team has for you right now. You're entering the final stretch of a cycle that has tested you deeply. Spirit wants you to know that what you're experiencing is not life spinning out of control. It is life rearranging itself so everything can fall into its rightful place. What feels uncertain right now is actually divine order reshaping your path for the better. You've endured so much, and your resilience has become your greatest strength. Even in moments of exhaustion, you've kept showing up, pushing forward, and holding on. That determination has not gone unnoticed. Spirit sees the effort you've given, the persistence you've carried, and the inner strength you may not even realize you've built. All of it has been preparing you for this moment of breakthrough. Your situation is already improving, whether in love, finances, family, or personal growth. What once felt unstable is beginning to settle. The foundation beneath you is becoming solid, steady, and secure. Success, stability, and peace are not just possibilities, they are promises unfolding in your life right now. So don't lose hope. Keep moving forward because the turning point is here. Everything that once felt scattered is falling into harmony, and soon you'll see how perfectly the pieces have come together. Spirit is walking with you every step of the way, reminding you that you are strong, capable, and supported. This wraps up Pile 1. Thank you so much for staying until the end. I hope you enjoyed your reading and that it brought you clarity, reassurance, and inspiration for the path ahead. If this resonated with you, don't forget to like the video. It helps more than you know. And if you'd like to stay connected for more readings, spiritual guidance, and cosmic check-ins, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's ahead. Sometimes Spirit nudges us to share a message with others, so if someone in your life could use this reading, feel free to pass it along. It may be just what they need to hear right now. And if you'd like to support the channel a little extra, 2 simple ways make a big difference. The first is the new hype button. You'll find it right under the video. It looks like a little star icon. All you have to do is tap it, and that's it. It costs nothing, but it tells YouTube to boost this video so more people can find these messages. And right now, since I'm just coming back with new content after being away for a while, every hype really makes a huge difference in helping me grow again. And if you'd like to support in another way, don't forget to check out the new Mystic Synapses merch on my website. It's a way to carry a piece of this energy with you and support the channel at the same time. I'd love to hear from you in the comments too. Let me know how this reading resonated and what kinds of pick-a-card topics you'd love to see in the future. Until next time, trust the signs, follow the energy, and stay open to the spiritual guidance all around you. Hi there, Pile 2. In this reading, we're going to bring clarity to your present situation and uncover the deeper reason behind what you're going through. You'll gain insight into what's unfolding around you so you can navigate it with confidence, and we'll reveal the bigger picture of where it's all leading, giving you a clear sense of the path ahead. Your first card is the 5 of Cups. When I look at the 5 of Cups, what I see is you, tired, weighed down, and unable to see past the heaviness of what you're feeling right now. It's as if the future looks blurry, almost unreachable, and the idea of happiness feels hard to imagine. This card shows me that you've been through so much, and right now what you most need is love, support, and compassion, to be reminded that your story isn't ending here. In this deck, the 5 of Cups is shown as a stray spaceship that seems to have reached the end of its journey. Its system has shut down, and the star girl inside is convinced it's all over. In trying to repair the damage, she lost 3 cups, precious vessels filled with life and hope. In her grief, she yields to despair, believing she's doomed to some terrible fate. But here's the truth. She isn't doomed, and neither are you. What she doesn't realize is that 2 cups are still within her reach, filled with fresh life force, enough to keep her alive, enough to restore her. The damage is not irreversible, and the same is true for you. This card comes forward because Spirit wants you to know that even if it feels like you're bracing for the worst, there is more here for you than you can see right now. Those 2 cups are proof that all is not lost, that there is still love, still life, and still hope within reach. The only thing standing in the way is the weight of grief, but it's all right. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to feel tired. What matters is that you don't close your heart completely, because what's ahead will need your openness to be received. Let this be your quiet reassurance. You are not doomed. You are being saved. What feels like an ending is actually a turning point. The future you can't yet picture is quietly forming, and very soon you'll see that the story is not about what you've lost. It's about the life that's still waiting for you to claim it. This card captures the hollow ache of waiting for a catastrophe that never comes. When your nervous system is overwhelmed by grief or fear, you may find yourself bracing for impact long after the storm has cleared. The body clenches, the heart shuts down. You expect to be hit again, but you won't be. Not this time. The image of the star girl adrift in space, her mission disrupted, her heart heavy from the loss of 3 cups, is a metaphor for how grief can distort time and obscure perspective. She collapses not because she's out of options, but because she believes she is. Though you may feel like you're stranded right now and waiting for another wave of loss, the reality actually is that you're closer to renewal than you realize. What you've lost is real, but it's not the whole story. Just beyond your line of sight, 2 cups still remain. They're not just reminders of what's left, they're vessels of what's next. You don't see it yet, but something has already formed in the background, something stabilizing, healing, beautiful. This card is a quiet call to stop bracing for a fate that isn't yours. You're not being punished, you're being given time to feel, to grieve. Yes, you've lost something. Yes, you feel it deeply. But your life is not defined by what fell apart, it is defined by what remains and what is still unfolding. And while it may take time for your heart to believe that again, clarity will return. Little by little, your emotional landscape is already shifting. And what seems invisible now is beginning to reveal itself. What you need to know right now is that something beautiful is already on its way to you. Something that doesn't just replace what was lost, but brings greater joy, depth, and meaning than what came before. Symbolism in the Five of Cups artwork and the revelations, messages, and guidance they hold for you. The Star Girl. Her long white hair flowing freely. Just like this figure, you may feel raw and exposed right now, your emotions lying close to the surface. White hair symbolizes wisdom gained through trial, suggesting that what you're feeling, though difficult, will shape you in meaningful ways. Her head bowed, hands to face. This posture mirrors those moments when you felt too overwhelmed to lift your head, when sorrow seemed to pull you inward and away from life. Her lavender pink skin tone. This is a sign of deep sensitivity and empathy, qualities you carry naturally, which can make loss feel more intense but also make your healing more profound. The 3 spilled cups floating in space. These represent the dreams, relationships, or hopes you've cherished but feel have been lost. They're floating away into the void. This reflects the helplessness you might feel when something important slips beyond your reach and you can't stop it. The liquid drifting out them symbolizes emotional depletion, those times when it feels like your energy is being drained faster than you can replenish it. 2 upright cups in her lap. They're still full and stable. These are the blessings, resources, and sources of love still present in your life, even if you're not noticing them right now. They're positioned close, a reminder that support, hope, and renewal are already within your grasp. You don't have to search far. They're right there. The 2 cups go unseen, ignored. This shows how easy it is, when grieving, to overlook the things and people that still nourish you. The large round space window. It's in the shape of a portal. This shows that just as this figure sits before a cosmic view, you too are at a threshold. This moment is part of your journey, not the end of it. The view into outer space. The vastness beyond represents the possibilities and paths that still exist for you, even if they feel distant right now. The planets and stars. They're symbols of new cycles and the reminder that time moves forward, carrying you into a new chapter. Color palette. Dark metallic frame. Like the figure, you might feel enclosed by your current circumstances, unable to see past them. Cool blues and purples. Reflect your emotional depth and the potential for spiritual insight to grow from this experience. Gold of the 2 cups and bracelets. A sign that joy, love, and connection still have value in your life, even if you can't fully feel them yet. Your next card is Barriers. This is a wild card in this deck. Right now or in the near future, you could find yourself under psychic or emotional pressure, like feeling watched, evaluated, or simply overwhelmed by something outside your control. This could manifest as sensory overload, spiritual interference, or a conflict that tests your stability. You may feel an unexpected pressure, something unfamiliar or unsettling brushing against old wounds. A situation, a person, or even an internal trigger may stir anxiety, causing your body to brace for more loss. But don't panic. Breathe. You're safe. The image on this card shows a frightened woman crouching behind an ancient standing stone while an alien craft scans the forest with a cold searching beam. This scene captures the raw feeling of being exposed, uncertain, and hoping to remain unseen. She doesn't know if what approaches means harm, but her body reacts as if it does. Fear rises. Yet, she's not truly alone. In her moment of vulnerability, something ancient awakens. The earth beneath her stirs, the circle of stones, symbols of ancestral wisdom and spiritual guardianship, ignite with glowing fire. Not to trap her, but to protect her. She's not being hunted, she's being protected, and so are you. You may currently be working through blocks that slow down your progress. For some, this could even look like a divine physical barrier being placed between you and another person or opportunity, one that feels hard to make sense of. There may also be subtle interference around you, energy that is difficult to trace or identify where it's coming from. But the important message here is this: you are safe and protected as you navigate these obstacles. Spirit wants to reassure you that nothing is going wrong. These barriers are not punishments but protections, giving you the space to realign, to reflect, and to move forward when the timing is right. You're being guided and held through it all, so you need not carry fear or worry. The barriers showing up are not just about outer obstacles, but also about inner experiences that feel foreign, unexplainable, or strange. The UFO here symbolizes this perfectly. It reflects situations in your life that you may not fully understand yet, circumstances that defy logic or don't fit neatly into your expectations. Symbolically, it also points to unconscious aspects of yourself rising to the surface. These can feel like unknown or alien parts of your own personality, traits, desires, or emotions that are difficult to identify with at first because they don't match the version of yourself you're most familiar with. This is not something to fear. It's an invitation. Spirit is showing you that barriers often appear when deeper aspects of your psyche are trying to make themselves known. You may feel as though parts of yourself are unrecognizable, but that strangeness is a sign that your inner world is expanding. These barriers are actually thresholds to new self-understanding. This period may also open the door to otherworldly encounters, moments of contact with spirit guides, heightened intuition, or spiritual forces you've never felt before. This is a potent time to stay open and curious because what feels unfamiliar now is here to guide you into greater awareness. By embracing these experiences and exploring the subconscious rather than resisting it, you will dissolve the barriers and step into deeper clarity and connection. When you move through territory that feels strange or unexplainable, it's natural for old fears to rise to the surface. Your mind may reach for familiar worries, or your body may react as though danger is near. But remember, what's surfacing is not here to undo you, it's here to awaken you. This awakening may arrive disguised as obligations that suddenly weigh on you, unexpected demands to test your balance, or the return of an old wound that you thought you had healed. Whatever shape it takes, the lesson beneath it all is the same. Can you remain steady when the unfamiliar presses in? Can you meet these strange otherworldly forces without betraying yourself to fear? Each time you breathe through the pressure, protect your peace, and stay curious instead of collapsing into worry, you transmute the weight of grief and fragility into wisdom and strength. What once felt like loss becomes the foundation of emotional mastery. This is how Spirit is shaping you now, by guiding you through the unknown until you recognize the power and protection that has been within you all along. What you need to know right now is that you are protected by unseen forces, so trust that nothing will spiral out of control. Yet still honor your instincts. Don't override your gut. If something feels wrong, it probably is. If you feel drained, that's sacred data. Don't armor up, retreat, ground, and anchor into what strengthens you. The woman in the card doesn't fight. She shields, but wisely. She listens to her intuition, senses the danger, and chooses protection over confrontation. This is a form of positive self-interest, a strategic and spiritual choice to preserve your energy so you can continue on your journey. Symbolism and barriers, artwork, and the revelations, messages, and guidance they hold. The woman, crouched behind the stone. This mirrors those moments in your life when your first instinct is to protect yourself, to take cover until you understand what's happening. This reflects your intuition, knowing when to pause instead of rushing forward. White and green dress. White speaks to purity, clarity, and spiritual truth, while green connects to healing, renewal, and the heart chakra. This says you're not only protecting your body, you're protecting your heart, your emotional well-being, and your sense of self-worth. Hand to chest, a gesture of guarding something precious, your peace, your truth, your energy. The standing stone. It's massive and unmoving. It symbolizes the strength of your boundaries and your ability to anchor yourself when life feels uncertain. It's ancient, a reminder that the power to protect yourself isn't you. It comes from deep within you and from the wisdom of those that came before you. It's lit with fiery energy. This represents spiritual protection activated in your moment of need, sending a surge of power to shield you. The UFO, hovering above. This symbolizes the unknown, situations, people, or energies that feel foreign, unpredictable, or invasive. The searchlight beaming down is the sensation of being seen, watched, or singled out. When you'd rather remain in peace, this could be an actual outside challenge or the resurfacing of an old trigger. The stone circle in the background, surrounding formation, a sign that you're not alone in your protection. There are multiple layers, spiritual, energetic, emotional, working together to keep you safe. The sacred geometry of the circle symbolizes wholeness and containment. You are in a safe, sacred space even when the world feels uncertain. Color palette, deep blues and purples. This is your connection to your intuition, psychic awareness, spiritual insight. They tell you to trust your inner knowing. The golden fire, a spark of divine energy showing that your boundaries are not just physical, they're alive with spiritual power. Soft yellow gold in the grass, a reminder that warmth, grounding, and life remain beneath your feet, even in tense moments. Your next card is the King of Cups. Here the energy shifts and drastically. What began in the Five of Cups as grief, regret, and emotional depletion and moved through the Barriers card as a moment of testing and self-preservation now settles into something calmer, steadier, and wiser. This is the energy of the King of Cups, the emotional stability you couldn't see at first, but that's been quietly forming all along. For many of you, the King of Cups is more than a symbol. He represents a spirit guide stepping in to help you through this time. This guide may appear in different forms: an angel, an animal, a mythical creature, an ancestor, an ancient god or goddess, an ascended master, or even an otherworldly being. However they appear, their role is the same: to support you with energetic adjustments so that you can function with greater clarity, strength, and freedom. This guide is helping you clear out the energetic stings that have been draining you, like jellyfish triggers that spark sudden pain or fear, and especially the tentacles represented by the little octopuses in the King of Cups card. Tentacles symbolize emotional overreach, the cords, hooks, or attachments that restrict your freedom and autonomy. They show up as negative energetic bonds in your aura, attachments that feed on your vitality, influence your thoughts and emotions, and keep destructive patterns looping in your life. Tentacles can form through toxic relationships where manipulation or dependency drains you, through unhealthy energetic cords tied to unresolved trauma, through destructive habits that entangle your spirit, or even through low vibrational entities that latch on when you're vulnerable. The King of Cups appears here as confirmation that you are going through a major energetic adjustment. Spirit is actively helping to untangle these attachments so you can reclaim your energy, your clarity, and your sovereignty. The King of Cups may also show up in your external world as a compassionate, emotionally wise figure, a person who embodies safety, understanding, and kindness. Or, this energy may rise from within you, revealing your own emotional mastery after navigating such vulnerable and transformative waters. Either way, the essence remains the same: gentle authority, compassion without self-sacrifice, and the ability to hold both your emotions and your boundaries with grace. The King of Cups is someone who has felt deeply, suffered quietly, and emerged not bitter, but wise. His translucent cranium and ethereal sea creature crown reflect a being deeply attuned to both higher consciousness and the subconscious realm. He understands what you've been through, not by theory but by lived experience, having survived his own oceans of pain and learned to float rather than sink. This presence, whether a guide, a person, or an aspect of yourself, brings a soothing influence. They see past your masks, they offer safety, they don't fix you, they witness you, and in that sacred act of presence, healing begins. If you felt emotionally overwhelmed, reactive, or fragile, this influence will help you return to your center. What you need to know right now is that you're not walking this path alone. You have divine support surrounding you. Spirit has heard your call for help, and your guides are already answering. I know it's been difficult, and at times it may feel like you're bracing for the next wave to hit, but very soon, that tension will ease. You'll no longer be bracing for impact. You'll be sitting in your center, not on guard, but grounded. The turbulence of recent weeks, months, or years will soon settle into emotional clarity, giving you the insight to not only guide yourself, but also to light the way for others through uncertain waters. And while that may be hard to imagine right now, it's closer than you think. Let this be your takeaway for today. Your story doesn't end in loss or defense. It ends in open waters, where love, trust, and connection can flow freely again. The storm has passed, and the sea ahead is open and calm, ready to carry you toward deeper love, trust, and connection. Something beautiful is already here with you in spirit, but something else is also arriving soon on the physical plane, and you're not just ready for it. You really deserve it. Symbolism in the King of Cups artwork and the revelations, messages, and guidance they hold for you. The Alien King's translucent cranium symbolizes heightened awareness, emotional intelligence, and a mind that sees beyond surface appearances. For you, this suggests that soon you'll be thinking and feeling from a place of clarity rather than reactivity. The King of Cups' facial expression is calm and self-assured. It reflects the ability to stay composed even in emotional or turbulent situations. This shows you moving toward a state where you can navigate your feelings without being overwhelmed by them. The golden markings on the King's crown-like head design. It represents wisdom earned through experience and the recognition of your own inner authority when it comes to your emotional world. The organic living cup glowing with golden green energy. It symbolizes a life source that is vibrant and renewing. In your life, this reflects the return of emotional vitality and a sense of connection to something that nourishes you deeply. The cup is held gently, not tightly. This indicates a relationship with your emotions where you hold them with care rather than gripping them in fear or control. You are moving into a phase where you can let feelings flow without losing your balance. Etheric squids around his head. These floating, otherworldly creatures symbolize intuitive thought forms and ideas drifting in from your subconscious or spiritual guidance. For you, this is a reminder that emotional wisdom doesn't come only from logic, it's informed by intuition and nonlinear insight. The squid sending electrical currents into the King of Cups' head. They symbolize the way triggers and attachments make themselves known. These jolts represent the sudden shocks of memory, emotion, or outside interference that can catch you off guard, reminders of wounds, patterns, or ties that still linger in your energy field. Rather than punishing or overwhelming you, these currents serve a higher purpose. They illuminate what has been hidden, revealing the very attachments that need to be healed and released. Color palette. Deep blues and teals indicate emotional depth, wisdom, and healing. Golds and greens symbolize growth, renewal, and the heart's wisdom guiding the mind. Touches of red-orange in the background represent vitality and life force, showing that emotional balance doesn't mean dullness, it carries passion too. Cosmic background. The spiraling vortex of water and energy. It represents movement between realms of consciousness, the higher mind, subconscious, and spirit. It's a portal of divine connection that you have access to. The galaxy swirling in vibrant blues and greens. This represents infinite perspective and the bigger picture. For you, this symbolizes seeing your emotions as part of a greater life journey rather than as isolated struggles. The two dolphins symbolize a divine connection, an energetic counterpart or soulmate presence. As they swim in tandem, the dolphins represent balance between two hearts and minds, suggesting that a soulmate or divinely destined partner is moving closer into your life. Their presence here is confirmation that love in its purest form is not only possible, but divinely supported and already on its way to you. All right, Pile 2, we've reached the end, but before you go, here's a quick recap of your reading, as well as a very special channeled message from your spiritual team. You've been moving through emotional loss. There's no denying the weight you've carried, but what you might not fully realize yet is that something powerful is already shifting around you. You've been doing the hard work of clearing out old emotional debris, and while it hasn't been easy, you haven't been alone. Spirit has been right there with you, guiding you through every moment. This time may feel uncertain, even scary, but you are protected, divinely guided, and spiritually supported. So you need not worry. You're in a powerful window of time where divine experiences are high, so keep your heart open and your spirit tuned in. Profound shifts, healing revelations, and even destined connections are lining up for you. And here's the important message your spiritual team has for you right now. The storms you've walked through, the tears you've shed, the heavy nights that seemed endless, those chapters are now closing. You've carried more than most could bear, and yet here you are, still standing. The pain and struggle you've endured are no longer your story to live. They are your story of triumph to leave behind. You can breathe deeply now. You can release the weight from your shoulders because the hardest part is over. Powerful shifts are already moving in your favor, unseen forces aligning doors that were once shut. Very soon you'll see with your own eyes that everything you went through is guiding you, preparing you for this moment of rebirth. A new era of peace, renewal, and love is dawning. Fresh energy is flowing into your life, washing away the old and planting seeds of beauty, joy, and connection. What lies ahead will feel like sunlight after years of rain. So lift your head, wipe your tears, and open your arms wide. The blessings you've prayed for are closer than you think. It's safe to hope again. It's safe to welcome this new chapter with a joyful heart. That wraps up Pile 2. Thank you so much for staying until the end. I truly hope this reading gave you clarity and guidance to help you move forward with more confidence on your journey. If this message spoke to your heart, please don't forget to give it a like. It really helps more than you know. And if you'd like to stay connected for more readings, spiritual guidance, and cosmic check-ins, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's ahead. Sometimes Spirit nudges us to share a message with others, so if someone in your life could use this reading, feel free to pass it along. And if you'd like to go a step further in supporting the channel, there are 2 beautiful ways. First, the new hype button. It costs nothing, but it makes a huge difference in boosting smaller creators like me. And right now, as I return with new content after being away for a while, every bit of hype really helps this channel grow and reach more people who may need these messages. Second, you can check out the new Mystic Synapses merch on my website. It's a way to carry these messages and energy with you while also supporting the channel. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Let me know how this reading resonated and what pick-a-card topics you'd like me to explore next. Until next time, stay grounded, stay open, and trust that the universe is holding you every step of the way. Hi there, Pile 3. In this reading, we're going to bring clarity to your present situation and uncover the deeper reason behind what you're going through. You'll gain insight into what's unfolding around you so you can navigate it with confidence, and we'll reveal the bigger picture of where it's all leading, giving you a clear sense of the path ahead. Your first card is the Two of Wands. This card is asking you directly, are you going to stay where you are or are you going to go? If there was ever a time to act, it's now. That doesn't mean rushing into something blindly or making an impulsive leap, but it does mean you should already be thinking, planning, and preparing your next step. The portal of opportunity is open before you, but it won't stay open forever. Spirit is encouraging you to look at where you've been and where you want to go, and to make sure you're not hesitating so long that the moment passes you by. Right now, you're standing at a pivotal point in your journey, high enough now to see the full landscape of what you've built, yet aware that there is so much more waiting beyond the horizon. The alien princess in this card mirrors your energy, rooted in her own realm, yet holding a model of a distant planet in her hand. It's the symbol of a dream, a vision, a possibility you can almost feel yourself stepping into. The Two of Wands is a card of creative power, not just dreaming, but designing, not just imagining freedom or change, but mapping the course to make it real. You find yourself in a potent window of time, one where your future is malleable, receptive to intention, and ripe for bold decision-making. You don't need to have all the answers, you just need to begin. You've done the work to get here. Now the question is, do you remain in the familiar kingdom you've mastered, or do you strike out into the unknown to see what else is possible? Right now is not the time to stay in endless contemplation. You're at a crossroads, but not the kind where you can stand still for long. The opportunity is alive now, vibrant, accessible, and waiting for you to act. The Two of Wands urges you to move from thinking to doing, from vision to motion. You're being asked to shape your own path rather than wait for it to be shaped for you. Of course, stepping beyond your comfort zone always comes with a pinch of discomfort. You might feel the edge of self-doubt, the weight of what if, or the pull to stay in the safety of what you know. But this is one of those rare moments where the unease you feel is not a warning. It's the sign that you're expanding into new territory, and that's exactly where growth happens. This card often brings real tangible openings, so pay attention to what crosses your path in the near future. If nothing obvious presents itself immediately, that doesn't mean this moment isn't real. It means you are meant to initiate it. Spirit is saying to you right now, start planning your next steps. Prepare now. Get ready to take action, because your chance is here. You don't need to wait for permission or a perfect moment to begin. By taking the first steps now, you create the very openings you've been waiting for. Spirit is showing you that the grass is greener on the other side, but you have to take the first step across. In your career, this could mean pitching the project you've been holding back, applying for the role you're secretly curious about, expanding your business into new territory, or connecting with a mentor who can open doors. In your personal life, it could be booking the trip you've been dreaming of, enrolling in a course or training that excites you, or starting a passion project you've only talked about. And in your relationships, it may mean initiating a conversation you've avoided, saying yes to meeting new people, or intentionally creating space for deeper connection with someone who matters. Spirit is telling you that you already have what you need, the courage to begin, the perspective to choose wisely, and the vision to aim higher. The challenge now is to act before the spark fades. What you need to know right now is that you're fully supported on your journey. This is your green light to move forward, and if you've already started taking steps, Spirit's message is to trust your vision. Don't let fear of making the wrong choice pull you back, and don't let anxiety keep you from stepping out of your comfort zone. You don't want to look back and regret the opportunities you hesitated to take. The path ahead may feel uncertain, but you're being guided every step of the way. It's easy to stay in the space of what if, to hold your vision like a snow globe you can shake but never enter. But this card is a call to motion. It says, you've seen the horizon, now walk toward it. Trust that your courage will rise to meet you as you go. This is not a time to wait for a sign. The path ahead is not given, it's chosen, and you have the power to choose it now. Symbolism in Two of Wands artwork and the revelations, messages, and guidance they hold for you. Alien Princess. Here we see an alien princess, someone who clearly doesn't belong to just one world. She represents being different, standing out, and owning that uniqueness. She's a reminder for you that your differences aren't something to hide. They're the exact qualities that will lead you to new and exciting places. Standing on the mountain peak, she's positioned at the very top of a mountain, which tells me you already overcame challenges to get here. This peak gives you a higher vantage point, a place where you can pause, look around, and take in the bigger picture. This says you're in a position now where you can see your options more clearly than before. Holding a model of a planet. In her hand, she's holding a tiny planet, a vision, a possibility, something she's imagining for her future. This planet represents the dreams you've been holding close and the power you have to shape your own path. Spirit is showing you that the next step is to take what's in your mind and start putting it into motion. Two Wands. She's supported by two wands, which symbolize choice, staying where you are versus stepping into something new. They're also about having stability and a strong foundation to lean on while you make that decision. This tells me you're standing between two paths right now, ready to choose the one that will expand you. Flowing red hair. Her bright red hair flows outward, full of movement and energy. Red is the color of passion, vitality, and courage, and the fact that it's flowing tells me the energy for change is already building in your life. It's not stagnant, it's ready to move. Cosmic background, stars and planets. The space around her is alive with stars and planets representing the endless possibilities available to you. This is a reminder that your options are much bigger than they may seem right now. Some might even feel worlds away, but they're still within reach. Orange cape. She wears an orange cape, and orange is the color of creativity, confidence, and momentum. The cape itself feels like an adventurous cloak, ready for travel. For you, this means you are equipped, protected, and more ready for this next chapter than you realize. Your next card is the Two of Pentacles. Well, no one said it would be easy. You're in a season of juggling where life feels like a constant balancing act, managing what's right in front of you while your heart is already chasing something bigger. One foot is firmly planted in your current reality, handling work, responsibilities, and daily demands, while the other foot is already stepping toward the future you're dreaming of. Think of it like spinning plates. You're keeping everything moving, and deep down you know you can't spin forever, but don't drop the ball just yet. This juggling act is only temporary. The Two of Pentacles shows up here as a reminder that with new opportunities comes the art of balance. You may find yourself juggling multiple priorities, career goals alongside personal commitments or outer achievements while managing your inner well-being. This isn't a sign to slow down, it's a sign to be intentional with your time and energy. Right now, you're stepping into a chapter where life is moving fast. So fast, in fact, that you might feel like you're living in two worlds at once. One moment, you're tending to the grounded everyday details of life, emails, bills, errands, conversations. The next, you're fielding opportunities, ideas, and changes that are pulling you toward a bigger, more expansive version of yourself. It's the kind of energy that doesn't let you linger too long in one place. You're shifting, adapting, rebalancing, but don't confuse this with chaos. This is growth in motion. You'll be busy. Things will come at you unexpectedly. Make adjustments as needed. Prioritize your energy. Protect your peace. And remember, you're not being tested to see if you'll fall. You're being shown just how strong your foundation really is. The visual here is you, like the astronaut in the card, tethered between 2 points, each important, each demanding attention, while using bursts of energy to keep yourself in motion. And just like her, you can stay balanced, but it will require flexibility and the ability to prioritize what matters most in each moment. This isn't about doing it all perfectly. It's about adapting with grace and trusting that you can handle the momentum you've set in motion. Balance isn't a fixed point. It's a living dance. Some days one thing will take the lead and the next day something else will. As long as you keep adjusting your steps, you won't drop the ball. You're not here to be overwhelmed by what's on your plate. You're here to grow into the person who can hold it all with grace. So remember, there will be moments when the pace feels relentless, when you wonder if you've taken on too much. Those moments are temporary. They are not signs to pull back or shrink away. They're simply signals that you're operating at a higher level, building capacity and stepping into a new rhythm. Spirit is reassuring you. You are strong enough to hold it all. You are flexible enough to adjust as the flow of life changes. And while you might feel stretched at times, that stretch is short-term. It's a bridge between where you are now and where you're meant to be. So don't let the busier days discourage you. Don't question your place in this chapter. Lean into it. Flow with it. Symbolism in Two of Pentacles artwork and the revelations, messages, and guidance they hold for you. Astronaut floating in space. This is you. Navigating an environment where everything is in motion, nothing is fixed, and yet you're still managing to keep your balance. It speaks to your adaptability and your ability to function even when things feel uncertain or stretched. The tether, infinity loop. The yellow tether curling behind her forms a loose infinity shape, symbolizing cycles, continuity, and the endless nature of balancing life's demands. This is your reminder that balance is not a one-time achievement, it's an ongoing dance. That tether is also a lifeline, showing that you have something, whether it's your own inner discipline, your faith, or your support system, that keeps you connected and grounded no matter how far you drift. Boots with rocket flames. Her boots are firing bursts of energy, keeping her moving and positioned where she needs to be. This shows that maintaining balance isn't passive. It takes intention, adjustments, and momentum. For you, it's the encouragement that you can keep up with the pace as long as you keep fueling yourself. Two objects, ship and satellite. On one side is a spaceship, on the other a satellite. Two very different worlds she's connected to. This represents the dual responsibilities or priorities in your life right now. The ship feels tied to practical, material, or career-based matters, while the satellite feels connected to your spiritual life, communication, or creative pursuits. You're learning how to give each its place without letting one overshadow the other. Earth below, with Cold War imagery. On Earth, we see outlines that resemble Cold War-era Russia and Alaska facing one another, symbolizing potential tension or opposing forces in your life. This could be inner conflict, competing goals, or external pressures. It's a reminder to keep your focus on your balance rather than getting drawn into polarizing energy. Dark space around her. The deep black of space could feel isolating, but here it's a sign of clarity. Everything else has fallen away so she can concentrate on exactly what she's doing in the present moment. For you, this is about cutting through distractions and honing in on what matters most right now. Your next card is the Moon. There's a lot to look forward to, but not every day will be a walk in the park. There will be rainy days too. The path ahead is beautiful, but not always straightforward. There will be moments of uncertainty, confusion, or even fear as you step into the unknown. It's like walking a winding trail at night, where the moonlight shows you just enough to take the next step, but not the whole journey. Spirit is saying that this isn't meant to discourage you, but to remind you that growth often happens in mystery. Your intuition is your lantern here. Trust it because it will guide you when logic can't. You're encouraged to embrace the unknown with courage and curiosity, knowing that even on shadowy nights, you are protected and being led exactly where you need to go. This is your reminder that not all progress will feel clear-cut. You've been making steady moves, first expanding your vision, then keeping your balance as more responsibilities came into play. But then, the energy shifts. The moon steps in, and things that once felt certain suddenly feel less clear. Plans you've been working toward may look a little different when the light begins to dim and shadows appear. Details that felt solid could seem fuzzy. It's not that anything has gone wrong. It's simply that you've reached a point where not everything can be measured or predicted, or else it wouldn't be the unknown. The moon isn't here to stop you, it's here to slow you just enough to pay attention, to notice what's real and what's assumption, to help you check in with your instincts before making your next move. The unknown can feel uncomfortable, but it's also where the most meaningful growth happens. There will be moments where the path ahead feels hazy, where your emotions run high, or where old fears and doubts resurface just as you're moving forward. Spirit is telling you not to mistake this uncertainty for failure. It's part of the process of growth. In real life, this energy can show up as second-guessing yourself or the choices you've made. In career, it may show up as delays, unclear communication, or shifting circumstances that force you to adapt without all the details. In relationships, you may feel unsure about someone's intentions or where a connection is heading, or that your own emotions are louder than usual. In your personal life, plans may shift without warning, forcing you to read between the lines instead of relying on a neat, predictable map. Spirit is saying to lean in, pay attention to gut feelings, the tone beneath someone's words, the pull you feel towards certain choices even when you can't explain why. Don't ignore red flags, but also don't walk away from something good just because clarity hasn't fully formed yet. Yes, there will be moments that feel uncomfortable. Yes, fear will rise, but that's only because you're meeting parts of yourself you've avoided before. You are in a time of self-discovery, learning what it means to keep going without needing every answer first. The moon doesn't demand you see the whole path. It only asks that you take the next right step, trusting that the light will return when it's meant to. This is the part of the journey where clarity dims so that courage can grow. Your message is clear. You must not let fear drive the ship. You might feel lost in your own emotions at times or question if you're strong enough to handle what you're reaching for. You may have moments when things feel emotionally intense or strangely uncertain, even as you're making progress externally. That's not a sign that you're off path. In fact, it's the opposite. You're entering new territory. And when we grow, old fears often come up for one last look. Spirit wants you to know, this is a test, not of your worth, but of your willingness to trust what you can't yet see. So when your vision blurs, when emotions rise or old stories replay in your mind, remember, this is the haze before the breakthrough. Let the fog teach you something about trust. Let the discomfort show you how deeply you're growing. But whatever you do, don't mistake the shadow that creeps in for a dead end. It's a doorway. The fog, the fear, the doubt rising to the surface, they're not signs to turn back, but signs that you're approaching something powerful. You've come too far to retreat into old versions of yourself. This is where transformation happens, not in the clear light of certainty, but in the mystery, when you choose to keep going without all the answers. This is about initiation into trust, the kind of trust that doesn't come from evidence, but from inner knowing. It represents a period where your logical mind can't fully map the way forward, so it must lean into intuition, dreams, and emotional truth as your compass. After the bold vision of the Two of Wands and the busy balancing act of the Two of Pentacles, the moon is your soul's reminder that growth isn't just about taking action. It's also about learning to move through the shadows without turning back. This is the spiritual test of walking in dim light, where fear and uncertainty rise not to block your path, but to clear away illusions and deepen your self-trust. The fog will lift, but for now your inner light is enough to guide you forward. On a soul level, this is a time where you're being asked to confront emotional patterns that resurface in moments of doubt, to release the need to have every answer before taking the next step, to listen to the quiet messages in your dreams, synchronicities, and gut feelings, and to see fear not as a stop sign but as an invitation to prove to yourself that you can walk forward without being ruled by it. What you need to know right now is that fear will try to stop you. But fear is not the truth. Uncertainty, doubt, and illusion are only shadows on the path, not the reality of where you're headed. Hold on to your visions and trust your intuition more than your fears, because your inner guidance is showing you the way forward, even if you can't see the whole road yet. Symbolism in moon card artwork and the revelations, messages, and guidance they hold for you. The moon is a girl. Here the moon is personified as a girl. She's not just a distant light in the sky, she is the light. This tells me that in your life right now, you are your own guiding light, even if it feels dim or uncertain. You're in a situation where external clarity is lacking, but Spirit is showing you that your inner light, your instincts, your feelings are still there to lead the way. Her dress made of ocean waves. Her gown is made of the ocean itself, symbolizing the subconscious emotions and the deep inner tides that often move us without us realizing it. This means that right now your emotions are not random, they're connected to something deeper that's ready to surface. Spirit is asking you to pay attention to your emotional currents because they're carrying important truths for you. The Scorpion rising. Crawling up from the water is a scorpion, a creature tied to transformation, shadow work, and the courage to face what's uncomfortable. This says that something hidden, whether it's fear, doubt, or a truth you've been avoiding, is coming to the surface. And while it may feel unsettling, it's showing up to be understood and transformed, not to harm you. Bloody tears. Her tears are red, representing emotional release and the pain of long-held feelings finally breaking free. For you, this is a sign that there may be moments where you feel more sensitive, nostalgic, or even triggered by the past. Spirit is showing you that these emotions aren't setbacks. They're part of your healing, washing something old out of your system. Crown of lunar phases. Above her head, she wears the phases of the moon as a crown. This is a powerful reminder that life moves in cycles, darkness, light, and everything in between. For you, this means the uncertainty you may be feeling is temporary. You're in a phase right now, not a permanent state, and it's leading you toward your next stage of clarity. Darkness around her. The background is deep and shadowy, showing that the path ahead may not be fully visible. But in the midst of that darkness, she still glows. This is a message for you. Even if you can't see the full picture, you can still take steps forward, guided by your own inner glow. All right, Pile 3. We've almost reached the end, but before you go, here's a quick recap of your reading, as well as a very important message from your spiritual team. You're at a turning point now. The Two of Wands shows you standing in front of possibility, being asked to choose whether you'll stay where you are or step forward into something new. Soon the Two of Pentacles reminds you that life may bring choices and shifting responsibilities, but you're more than capable of finding your balance and adapting as things unfold. And with the moon ahead, Spirit is reassuring you that while the road may not look clear yet, it is unfolding for your highest good. Fear may whisper and try to stop you, but your intuition knows the way. Trust yourself, you're moving into a chapter of growth, guided every step of the way. And here's the message your spiritual team has for you. It's time to move forward without looking back. You're being pointed in a new direction, and while there's no clear map, your intuition is giving you the guidance you need step by step. Your biggest challenge won't be the path itself, it will be doubt and fear trying to convince you to turn around or stand still. You're asked to rise above those voices, to trust the inner guidance that never fails you, and to walk forward with courage. You are not walking blindly. Every step forward is divinely guided, and the moment you take a step, the next one will appear. That wraps up Pile 3. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this reading brought you comfort, please don't forget to give it a like. It helps more than you know. And if you'd like to stay connected for more reading, spiritual guidance, and cosmic check-ins, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's ahead. Sometimes Spirit nudges us to share a message with others, so if someone in your life could use this reading, feel free to pass it along. It may be just what they need today. And if you'd like to support the channel a little extra, 2 simple ways make a big difference. The first is the new hype button. You'll find it right under the video. It looks like a little star icon. All you have to do is tap it, and that's it. It costs nothing, but it tells YouTube to boost this video so more people can find these messages. And right now, since I'm just coming back with new content after being away for a while, every hype really makes a huge difference in helping me grow again. And if you'd like to support in another way, don't forget to check out the new Mystic Synapses merch on my website. It's a way to carry a piece of this energy with you and support the channel at the same time. I'd love to hear from you in the comments too. Let me know how this reading resonated and what kinds of pick-a-card topics you'd love to see in the future. Until next time, trust yourself, keep going, and let the unknown shape you into more than you imagined.